Hello, this is Ian from In 30 Minutes Guides and the author of Twitter in 30 Minutes. And today I'm going to be doing something that will hopefully help people who are using Twitter get a better experience out of Twitter. And it's basically my 5 top tips for making a better Twitter experience, because sometimes I hear new users or even old users say, Twitter's just not doing it for me anymore. And here are 5 things that you can do to really make it a better experience for you. This particular account is an account that I control. It's a business account. And one thing that I did when I started my account, even though Twitter prompted me to sync my contact list, I didn't do it. And the reason is because this is a business account. My contact list on my phone or on my computer, those are mostly personal accounts. And when you do something like that, sync your contact information with a social network like Twitter, what they're going to do is they're going to suggest this account to those people when they log in, or if they've already created an account. And I'll start getting friends following me. And I don't want that to happen, because this really is a business account, and my personal contacts or other sort of context, like maybe my old classmates or another business that I'm operating, I don't want them to really follow this account. So do not upload your Twitter contact list if you are prompted to do so. The second thing that I always do when Twitter is kind of recommending things to me, especially when you sign up for an account, but also later on when you see these like what's happening things going on, do not click on their recommended topics, or if they prompt you to follow them, don't follow them. And also, if they recommend accounts to follow, especially in the beginning of your Twitter experience, but sometimes after you've been on the service for a long time and they recommend some accounts, be really careful of who they're following and make sure that the interests really align with what your account is about. So this particular account that I have, let's take a look at it actually. This is all about genealogy. So only types of accounts I want to be following are other genealogists. I don't want to be following Infinity Pool. If they recommend an account to me that's a politician, I do not want to be following them at all, because this is just about genealogy. So be very, very careful. That's the second tip about recommended topics in Twitter's recommended accounts. Sometimes they're relevant, most of the time they're not. Okay, so the third tip is to really prune the list of the accounts that you're following, usually about once a year. So let's go to my profile. I'm here right now, and I'm going to click on the following tab. So as I said, this is a genealogy account. Every single person I'm following here is a genealogist, okay, or has some strong connection with genealogy. And even better, 90% of the time, they only tweet about genealogy. If let's say that, let's find somebody. If Marina, she started tweeting about something that's not related to genealogy, like maybe the local politics in her country or sports, it's time for me to consider whether I really want to follow her anymore. Because the problem is if Marina all of a sudden half the time is tweeting about other stuff, it's going to ruin my home feed. In my home feed, I really only want it to be about genealogy. And actually, if you're scrolling through this, almost all of this stuff is about genealogy, which is exactly what I want. So I really like that experience, but in order to keep that, you need to go to your profile, to the people you're following, and every once in a while, reevaluate if you want to still keep on following them. And usually my criteria for following someone is they're really aligned to whatever the topic is that I'm interested in for that particular Twitter account, and they really stick to it. And also they're active. If they're inactive, like I let's say that I look at someone's account, like Ireland Kitty, and she hasn't tweeted in a while, I might reevaluate whether it's necessary to follow her, because maybe she left for some reason. Okay, so she's still tweeting. Most recent tweet was about a month ago. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is also prune the people who are following you. So I have a couple hundred people following me. Most of them are related to genealogy. So that's perfect. I think that's fine. Sometimes somebody will follow me and it's clear they're not a genealogist. Oftentimes they're a spammer. And immediately when that happens, I block them. Okay? I'm not interested in being followed by spammers or people that aren't really related to genealogy. So I'll block them or I'll mute them. And the way to do that is just whenever, let's find an example here. Okay? Let's say this particular one, I wanted to block them, 3 dots, and then click on block Foursquare. Okay? So if they tried to follow me, they wouldn't be able to do that. All right? The other thing that you can do for the people who are following you is the people who are following me is evaluate every once in a while if they're still active or still talking about genealogy, and then if not, you can just hover over this and then you can click it to follow or unfollow. Okay. All right. The fifth tip is really perhaps the most important one, and it's muting words. So here's how this works. Go to More, go to Settings and Support, go to Settings and Privacy, and then go to Privacy and Safety, and then select Mute and Unblock, and then select Muted Words. Okay, this is a really, I'm going to move my face so you can see this more easily. This is a really important area for improving your Twitter experience. And basically what you will tell Twitter is you no longer want to see any tweet with this text in the tweet. And you can see this particular one is K-pop. And while my kids like K-pop, it's not my thing. If I just don't want to see any tweet about this ever. So what I did is I added the hashtag K-pop as a muted word, and so I will never see that again in this particular Twitter account. To add a new one, click the plus icon, enter word or phrase. Okay, so Super Bowl is coming up. I actually like the Super Bowl, but I don't like to see tweets about it, especially my genealogy account. So I'm going to enter Super Bowl as a blocked word. Home timeline, notifications, I won't see anything. There's two selections here, from anyone and from people you don't follow. If the default is from people you don't follow, and that's what you prefer, select that, but I don't want to see it from anybody. Okay? And duration, until I unmute the word. So what I could do for this one actually is just do it for 30 days, because I know that the Super Bowl is going to be over in a couple weeks, and then click save. Now, one thing I may also want to do is, because I did Super Bowl, one word, I may want to do it as a phrase as well. Super Bowl. Okay? And I'm going to do until I unmute the word, so that will be forever, unless I change my mind, and click save. And so that's it. So with those 5 tips, that really makes for a much better home timeline in Twitter. They're relatively easy to implement these particular changes. And I think if you try them out, you'll find that Twitter is a much nicer place to be. For more information on how to get the most out of Twitter or other mildly complex topics, check out our series at in30minutes.com, including Twitter in 30 minutes. And also, if this video helped, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and hope to see you next time.